Okay, we're back. Here we are working on this 215 Buick. It's 2-barrel V8. I pulled the spark plugs out, sprayed a little bit of mystery oil in there, Marvel's mystery oil. And it's building a mystery. I used this, squirt it in there. Just making sure we wet all the cylinders down and anything sitting in there. It wasn't stuck, the engine wasn't seized. Pulled the distributor cap, pulled the whole distributor out, disconnected that bolt, pulled the tab out, pull that lockdown tab. And I hooked up this to my drill, a little homemade priming tool. There's a piece of metal in here, goes from side to side, and it went right onto the distributor shaft. Brought this up to, I don't know how many RPMs this is. I think it's 1700 RPMs. And I ran it, that's in first gear drive. And that got my oil pressure up. I think it's every 1,000 RPMs is 10 PSI on the gauge. So I was around 25 to 30 PSI at full 1750 RPM. So I think that's pretty good oil pressure. Hooked up the gauge. All temporary. So after I did that, spark plugs were all out. I went and I got my compression tester. That's what they look like. They hook up to each spark plug hole. Got a battery. Wired in a 1954 Chevy key. Main power wire, positive to the starter. This is the wire to the solenoid. So when I turn the key on to the battery, obviously the battery's not hooked up, crank the engine over. And I crank the engine over in each cylinder with that compression tester on there. And I got anywhere from 30 PSI to one had 90. Thoughts are it's that the engine hasn't been run, and it would be nice to run it, get it warm, and then do a compression check. A couple of cylinders were lower than others. We're looking for pretty even compression for each cylinder. So it's a little off, but I'm feeling that there's any compression in each cylinder at all, I'm going to run it. So I'm going to get a carburetor. I need a 2-barrel carburetor. Rectangular 2-barrel. Run it and just see what happens. These are some components that I got here. My Vegas steering box, shock mounts, a bracket for the steering box, pitman arm, booster. I even found these little beauties that came with the deal. Don't tell nobody. So that's the plan. The plan is to start making sure that the engine is correct and the transmission is going to work with the adapter that he's got in there. And then I could go around and finish up the installation of the drivetrain. I have a drive shaft coming. The guy had a drive shaft. I got to go pick it up. Once I know that, then I could take the body off and build the floor. And everything will be where it needs to be. This firewall matters. See, the engine goes into the firewall. So, got to build it back a touch. You got to clear for whatever headers I run. I don't know if I'm going to come with the headers out of the hood or not. I might keep it clean and keep it inside, but you run into some problems where the pedals go. So, it's all clearances, things, you know, tight. But that's where we're at. I got a 1980s Camaro caliper that's going to go on those brackets. That's what this front end was designed to have. I had these in the storage pile. Hopefully they work on the caliper. Don't throw anything away, guys. I must have went through this pile of stuff here. You know, it's a mess. I had to dump it out, but I found a bunch of fittings and things that I didn't even know I had. I'm glad I had this adapter to run a 4-barrel, you know, choke cable. Gonna put some spark plug wires on it. Bought them from the store there. What else? That's pretty much it.